Welcome back, Nail Queens. Today I have a special video that is sponsored by Maniology, so I want to thank Maniology so much for sponsoring today's video. I'm going to be showing you guys this bundle here on the left. It is their autumn favorite set. It comes with 3 stamping plates, 3 stamping polishes, and my favorite, their Monacle Stamper. It's a clear jelly stamper. So let's get into it. So before I get into showing you every single thing that came, here are the 3 plates. I'm going to show those in a second. The clear stamper is the Monacle Stamper. It's my favorite that Maniology sells. And then here are the 3 stamping polishes that come with this set. But of course, you can buy all of these items individually if you wanted to. So here are the 3 colors that came in here. They're like these glittery, gorgeous colors. So this one is called Peacock, and for obvious reasons, it looks like a peacock. And I highly recommend you go to the product listing for this bundle because you can see not only the stamping plates being used in different ways, but you get to see the polishes demoed as well. So I really like that Maniology has all of that listed on their website, and you can see how all of these items are used, and it's so versatile. So brick is more of like this brown cocoa coffee color. It is so pretty. And then raisin is the purpley one right here. So I am actually going to be stamping with these colors here today, the purple one specifically. I'm going to be doing 2 manis for this video today, and I'll show you guys that after I show you all of the stamping plates. So this one is called M333. It is so fun. It literally screams fall. There's so many beautiful designs and quotes on this stamping plate. Like, you cannot go wrong with this plate. The next plate in this bundle is M334, and this is a bunch of like full coverage designs, and I love how the designs are going from larger to smaller, giving like an ombre cascading effect. M335 is a French tip design. I'm not going to be using this plate here today, but it looks so fun and interesting, especially the pumpkin tips. I'm really into that. So maybe I'll demo it in a future video. So if you're new to stamping and you don't know how to use stamping plates, this stamper right here is what you would use to pick up the design on those plates that I just showed you. Stampers come in a bunch of different sizes and colors, but clear is the most popular because you can actually see where you're placing the stamper on your nail. And I'll be sure to demo all of this when I'm doing the stamping designs. And this here is the scraper card necessary to pick up the designs as well. In this package came this cute sticker sheet from Maniology. I love Halloween. It is my favorite, so I'm definitely keeping these stickers. So to get started, I am actually doing today's tutorial on top of dip powder nails. And if you are a dip powder enthusiast, yes, you can do nail art on your dip powder. And I'm going to be sure to show you guys exactly how to do that. So these are the powders I'm using. They're from Kimberz Kreations. It's Imposter, Mad Hustle, and I Do. Imposter and Mad Hustle come in a duo, and I Do is this milky white here on the center, which I'm going to be doing the simple stamping design on here today. So this is just one of the designs I'm doing. I'm going to be doing something more intricate a little later in the video. If you guys want to skip ahead or anything, I'll have everything linked in the time codes listed below in the description box. So this is not included in the bundle, but I find sticky base coats essential for stamping on top of dip powder because dip powder is a dry product. So I apply a thin layer of this on top of my dip powder nails, and I let it air dry so that it dries tacky. So it doesn't have to dry super long, maybe just a couple of minutes, and then I'll be able to stamp on top of it with no issues of transferring. So my clear jelly stamper here is nice and ready. I have the lid off because you gotta act fast. I'm taking Raisin and I'm using it on this plaid design here. I'm covering half of the design with the polish. I'm being very generous. Then I take my scraper card at a 45-degree angle and I gently scrape the design across. Just do it once. You don't have to do it multiple times. Then I take my clear jelly stamper and I roll it onto the design. I don't press down, I roll. And look how good of a clean transfer this design turned out. It turned out perfect. I have a lint roller here and I'm removing any little excess that got picked up that I don't need to transfer onto my nails. If you don't have a lint roller, you can use tape. Now you don't want to let too much time pass before you stamp this onto your nail because it's going to get too dry. So I press it down on my nail and then I wiggle it kind of from left to right to ensure that the stamping design picks up on all the edges, the sidewalls, every single part of my nail. And it picked up beautifully. You might notice that some things are sticking up on the sides and I just gently tap it down with my finger and it sticks perfectly. Now all I have to do is top coat this design. Maniology sells a no smudge top coat, which is absolutely incredible to ensure that your design does not smudge when you're adding a top coat. As an alternative, you can also use a gel top coat, or if you are an avid dip powder user and you want to use your dip powder top coat, I do have a tutorial for how to top coat this with the dip powder top coat. However, you definitely still need the smudge-free top coat. So I highly recommend picking that up if you're new into stamping. So now I'm going to get into the next design. I'm so excited to show you the more intricate details I have worked up for this next design using the same bundle. So I've put dip powder on all of my nails using Kimberz Kreations dip powders and the Mani Boss dip liquids. So I used two different colors. I used I Do and Broom Room. These are colors from Kimberz Kreations if you want to grab those dip powders. And I'm going to bring out the stamping plates I'm going to use. So I'm going to be doing a lot of things today with these two stamping plates and a bunch of stamping polishes that I have from Maniology already. And I also picked up these little gems that I got in a different box. I feel like it was last year. So I'm going to add those to cover up the color blocking design, like where the line is, because my color blocking is not perfect. So I want to like obscure the line a little bit. Right now I'm removing the film from the plates because this was the first design I did. I'm just showing it to you in reverse. And I'm applying the sticky base coat to all of the dip powder nails because remember, dip powder is dry and you kind of need a little kind of tackiness to the nails in order for the stamp to perfectly transfer onto the dip powder. I've done it without sticky base coat before and it doesn't work as perfect and it can sometimes mess up and you don't want to redo your stamp. So I applied black stamping polish to this Hello Pumpkin here. I scraped once and I'm using my clear stamper to roll onto the design and pick it up onto the stamper. As you can see here, some of the other nearby images picked up and I can just easily remove those. I'm using my little card here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You can use tape or a lint roller as well and it'll easily remove them. So I'm going to be doing a technique called reverse stamping. And what that means is you're basically coloring in inside the lines of the design using other colors. So I did the outline in black and then I'm taking this orange stamping polish and I'm going to color in the inside of the pumpkin with orange. And I have to let this completely dry before I stamp it onto my nails. I know it sounds so backwards, but if you don't let the reverse stamp completely dry, you can apply it to your nail and it will completely smudge and smear everywhere and you have to redo everything and it sucks. I use dotting tools to apply the polish inside of the design. However, you can use nail art brushes if you don't have dotting tools. I recommend dotting tools though because I find that it goes on so perfectly, it slides on there perfectly, and this is what it looks like when you turn it around. I'm using brown stamping polish to fill in the little leaves right here, and then I'm going to be doing more designs while this air dries before I can stamp it. So I'm going to flip the design over so you can see what it will look like when I stamp it on my nails. And remember, I have to let it completely air dry before I stamp it on my nails. So while this next clip is literally happening seconds after, I let it dry for like 5 or 10 minutes before I actually stamped it onto my nail so that the transfer was perfect and I didn't smudge any of the polish. And this is only for reverse stamping. If I was doing regular stamping and not filling in with regular polish, then I would not wait 5 to 10 minutes. So now I'm moving on and I'm doing these acorn designs. I thought these were so freaking cute. I'm only going to do half of the image because I'm going to do it on half of a nail. So I'm going to scrape upwards so it covers half of the design, and then I'm going to take my clear stamper and roll it onto the design. I'm also going to be doing reverse stamping for the acorns, so you guys are going to see all of that happen right here in a second. I'm going to fill in the inside of the acorns with orange stamping polish. I know that acorns are not orange, however, I am going for a very orange stamping design theme on my nails, and you will see that towards the end of this video, how it all comes together. So I'm using this dotting tool and filling in the inside with just like a little tiny dot. Remember, this design is getting smaller and smaller, so the amount of polish I put inside of there has to be a smaller and smaller amount as I go through the design. Then I'm going to use the shimmery brown color, I think it's called Brick, and I'm going to fill in the top sides of the acorns with the shimmery brown. Alright, so now I'm done filling it in, and just like before, I do have to let this completely air dry before stamping this on my nails. I cannot stress this enough. When doing reverse stamping, you have to let the thicker polish completely dry, or else when you stamp, it smears and smudges everywhere. I have made that decision before, and it's gotten really messy, and I had to redo everything. So now that it's dry, I'm going to stamp on this left side of my nail. I did a color blocking design, so there's orange on the right. I put studs in the center to separate and kind of distinguish the color blocking so you can blur out how bad my color blocking line is. And I stamped it just like that. For the next design, I'm going to be using Brick, which is the brown stamping polish that came in this bundle, to pick up this beautiful image of these 3 pumpkins and the little leaf foliage on the sides of them. I think it's really, really cute. So I'm using the clear stamper and I'm going to roll it onto the design. Remember to roll, not press down, or else you might not get a perfect clean transfer. Now I'm going to do reverse stamping again, but I'm going to make the gourds or pumpkins 3 different colors, so that way you can distinguish them when they are stamped on my nails. I decided to use the Peacock glittery stamping polish to fill in the foliage right here, and I wanted it to be a contrasting color from the pumpkins, that way it wasn't all like brown and oranges. So that's a green color. I think it's the only green I ended up putting on my nails. I'm making the smallest, roundest pumpkin orange, and then I'm going to make the bigger pumpkin a light brown. And then for the one on the left, I'm actually going to mix a little bit of orange and white together to get a lighter orange shade. So that's why this looks a little bit lighter. I mixed my own little concoction here. So I flip it over, and this is what this color combination looks like. I think it turned out really cute, and I like how the brown pops on top of the green foliage. So the next design I'm going to do is a fox while that other design air dries. This fox is the cutest. I loved it. That's probably what like solidified me doing an all orange mani theme for this, is because of this fox. I thought it was so adorable. So I'm going to fill in the inside of the fox mostly with orange, with giving it some white details over on its face, its tail, and part of its chest. Alright, so this has a lot of polish on it, so I definitely have to let it air dry for quite a while. I'm going to try to aim for 10 minutes. So while this air dries, I'm going to go back to the previous one that I stamped with the gourds and pumpkins, and I'm going to stamp that one on my nail since it's air dried now. So I'm stamping it on the lower half of the nail, just giving it kind of like a little French tip-esque vibe to it. I think it turned out really, really cute. I'm just pressing down anything that's not laying flat, and then I'll top coat all of this later. So this is how everything is looking so far. Now for my thumbnail, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, so I'm just mixing a couple different colors here on this foliage, and I'm doing brown and orange, and I'm gonna scrape that with my scraper card, and it should blend the colors a little bit, just giving it a nice little blend. I'm not sure if it's gonna turn out okay, but I'm just going for it. So I scraped at a diagonal angle to the right. I think I should have gone more to the left so the orange went more over the design instead of just like 2 spots on the design, but I'm gonna live with it. It is what it is, and I'm just gonna remove any of the design I do not want on my nail, and then I'm gonna stamp this on my nail. So remember, when you do this, to apply sticky base coat onto your nail, if you are using dip powder, as dip powder is just really dry and the stamp might not want to stick to the dip powder without a sticky, tacky surface. So I'm going to let this air dry and I'm going to move on to the previous one with the fox. Now that that's completely dry, I'm stamping this little guy here on the lower half of my nail, and it turned out great. Nothing smudged, nothing smeared. I think it turned out awesome. So I have to let all of this air dry some more, and I'm going to top coat it. So before I go, I want to show you guys how these nail designs turned out. I put them on my nails because I use them as press-on. So here is what the orange foxy set looks like. I absolutely love it. And then here is what the purple deep dark set looks like. So you can go really intricate with these designs or do something really simple. It is all up to you. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.